Hello, so in my YouTube comments, user Nemesis3126 was asking about using Emulation Station DE, but what if you have some ROMs on your internal storage and some on your SD card? So I ordered an SD card off Amazon, it arrived this morning, I've been playing around, I've managed to get it working. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip over, so you should see my Thor, there we go. So this is the top screen of my Thor. So I'm just going to talk you through how to split your ROM files. So we'll use Switch as an example. So just as a demonstration, I'll open up ESDE. Give that a moment. You'll see across the top that I don't have any Switch games. So we'll close that. And then the first thing we're going to need to do is, if you saw my initial ESDE setup guide, I'll have downloaded this file by Glaze Belmont. So what this is it's two XML files which you need to copy into the ESDE folder. So we'll download both of these, so we'll tap onto them, that little download icon. They're only tiny files, so it'll take literally a second. Rid of that for now. So now I've downloaded them, so I'll open up Solid Explorer. I'd advise using Solid Explorer for this because I tried to do it in the stock Android file app and it was not playing ball. So on the right hand side here, I have my SD card. On the left hand side is my internal storage. So you'll see if I scroll down, my Switch ROMs are technically here, which is outside the ROMs folder. And I've copied my ROMs folder here, where I have Switch ROMs. So we're going to go to our downloads folder. I'm just going to select all of those, I'm going to cut them, and then I'm going to find my ESDE folder, which is on my internal storage. I'm going to go to Custom Systems, and I'm going to paste it. So these systems, what they'll do is they add extra emulators and things like that. So for example, the Switch, by default, doesn't have Odin, which is one of the most popular, it's the one I use for emulating Switch on the Thor. So what we need to do is, by default, ESDE will look at one ROMs folder. Some front ends you can customize, you can add multiple paths. Unfortunately, you can't do the same for ESDE, not by default. So I'm going to open up this essystems.xml. So this, if you're not familiar with XML files or any form of text files, this might look like a ton of gibberish. Most part it is. So I'm going to find the word Switch. So as you can see, don't know if I can zoom in here, so where it's highlighted, where it says path here, where my little cursor is, so basically these percentage markers, it's a variable marker, so you set a ROM path and it adds, for each system it adds the necessary folder, whether it's Switch, PlayStation, Game Boy Advance, DS, whatever it might be. So we need to manually tell ESDE, we're not going to use that variable, we're going to use the direct link to our SD card folder. How do we get that folder? I'm going to back out of here for now, and then I'm going to tap into the Switch folder that's on my SD card, and then at the top, if I just tap where it says Switch and I press and hold, you'll see this copy path. This is why it's good to use Solid Explorer, because I tried doing this in the file app and it just didn't do anything. So we'll copy the path, and then we'll go back into our ESsystems XML. By default, it'll keep taking you to the top of the file. So we'll find Switch again. So this can be a little bit finicky on a touchscreen device, but basically what we want to do is that path there, between these two symbols here, where the slash path ends. So if any of you have ever done anything in XML or HTML, these paths here, the one without a slash is the start, and the one with the slash, it's telling us that's the start, that's the end. So what I'm going to do, now I've deleted everything out of there, I'm going to go to my clipboard's gone, so I'm just going to tap, hopefully, come on, press and hold, and then I'm going to make sure nothing's selected, or you might have to redo it. I'm going to paste in there, so it has taken off that character. So those of you with more nimble fingers than I will probably be able to do that better. So there we go. So we've got that full storage path there. So /storage, and then my SD card's ID is 3338-6664, the SD card of the devil. Yours may differ. It should be different. This is a SanDisk 256 gig SD card. So this is why it's imperative that you copy and paste. So we'll hit the little save icon in the top right. That'll take a second. And now, if I open up ESDE, you should see some Switch games. There we go. We've got our Switch games. There they are. I only copied a few over because I didn't want to sit there all day. So the last thing we need to do is, because we've added that custom systems XML, if you haven't done this already, don't worry. You need to go to other settings, alternative emulators, and if you scroll down to Switch, you'll see, so mine's already set to Eden because that's what it's set to before. You'll see there's a ton more options that weren't there in some of these I haven't even heard of. So if you use any of those, then they'll be great for you. I think a lot of them, they're not really for Android, they're kind of for PC and things like that. So Eden standalone, set it if it's not already set to that, and then I'm going to open up, let's open up Animal Crossing. Lovely chilled game on a Sunday evening. So you can see it popped up with the little Eden, the kind of neon-y purple logo there. And we can see that the game's loading, it runs fine. So yeah, so if this helps you out, I'd appreciate a like and subscribe. I'm pleased to say I have passed the 1,000 subscribers threshold. So my next course of action is to run a crypto scam and then say a slur on a stream and then blame everything on being woke, become a Fox News talking head, and then my career will die. But until then, if you could keep subscribing, keep liking the videos, keep commenting, and I will see you next time.